Operation 1, Mission 4. Things are starting to heat up now. They're giving us 6 slots for the next mission and 200 tons. Time to bring out the big guns. I'm slotting the Highlander for this one with a regular pilot. Hunter is our best, but I'm going to use Lynx instead. I've got our Raven back. The Firestarter A, which I salvaged, is slotted. Should recognize all of our mechs and all of our pilots. Mystique is actually not going to the next mission. I'm putting Hawk in the mech instead. So we have Rooster, Fiend, Siren, Beast, Hawk, and Lynx. Haven't lost anyone yet, just had a few injuries. Actually, I think it was just one injury. And that PPC we got, by the way, I put it back in the Firestarter W where it belongs. So he's back to his former glory. And we got Beast with high gunnery, putting it to use. But I might be tempted to switch him. Let's see. Okay, you're in the... putting the guy with good piloting in those. The rest of the mechs are pretty much the same. Got a clan ER laser, autocannon. Got more goodies, but I'm going to save them for harder missions. Destroy clan headquarters building. Destroy clan base headquarters at 1. Withdraw to extraction point for recovery 2. Defend allied support building 3. And it's actually at the same place. 2 and 3 are back here. 3 small artillery strikes. That's it. Intelligence has requested a strike against the clan headquarters building in Claresfield. Our forces have hastily erected a temporary base in preparation for a sneak attack upon the small stronghold. Your team must eliminate the guarding forces, destroy the building, and then withdraw for extraction. So we have a well-defended base down here. It's fully walled, has turrets all around it. A frontal assault on that base would be a disaster, given our weight limitations. But we have a few sneaky strategies that we're going to exploit to make things much easier and level the playing field. The enemy base will most certainly have scouting patrols guarding the obvious access routes, aka the 2 bridges that it's between. Stop them from returning and warning the base, or it will be prepared for your assault. Destroying enemy patrols will also give you enough time to recon the base from higher elevations, mainly this mountain. This is a very high mountain, and we can see some of the base if we scale it. Intelligence reports only 1 power generator. Destroying that generator will undoubtedly cripple the base perimeter defenses, which includes automated turrets and turret control towers. In other words, airstrike the generator shuts down all the turrets in the whole base. And that's going to give us our opening that we need. Give us the advantage. If you attack that without taking the turrets down, you're going to be in trouble. Once you have destroyed the headquarters building, return to the temporary base for extraction. Since there are active enemy patrols, we recommend that you divide your force and send 1 force to attack the enemy base while holding some units behind to guard the support building. I highly recommend you don't do that. You're going to need all of your force to attack the base. Dividing them up means you're going to cripple your offense. However, if you don't defend as well, they're going to attack your base, so you have to defend the supply base up here. You'll also fail the mission. The solution is to do 1 at a time, because there is no time limit on this mission. Don't be in a hurry if there's no reason to be in a hurry. The units that are going to attack your base, you can preemptively kill them before going to their base. So there's no need to divide up your forces. Just kill the patrols first. Then the supply base will be perfectly safe without you. Then you can dedicate your entire force to offense. That's how you want to fight. A lot of text here for tactical notice. Capturing or destroying a turret control tower disables nearby enemy turrets. So this is the first time they're telling you about that, even though in the last mission you would have already seen that, where I captured turrets. I guess they feel that at the time that wasn't really important, but now it's very important. If you don't do that on this mission, you're in trouble. Defensive gates are controlled by gate control buildings located nearby. Capturing the control building will make the gate it controls open automatically for you and stay closed for the enemy. So this is the first time we're going to see gates. The base will have a gate. It will open for enemies, and it will stay closed for us, and we'll have to either blow it open or find another way around. Not a big deal, but it is the first time that you see an automated gate, so they're telling you about it. We also have a new hazard as well. Once alerted, vehicle crews housed in barracks take time to power up their vehicles, signified by the activation markers located near the vehicles. So we have a new mechanic here. There's going to be vehicles that are powered down without crew. They'll be near a barracks. Once the base is alerted, the vehicles will start powering up one at a time to fight you, and you risk being overrun if you allow all of them to power up. Simply destroy the barracks before a vehicle powers up, and then it will stay down. It will never turn on. And that's going to be important for one of the barracks here. When the marker color is green, the vehicle is powered down. When it turns yellow, the crew is getting ready. So green means you're okay. They haven't yet been alerted. Yellow means they're alerted. When it turns red, the vehicle activates. Red means a vehicle is turning on. At any time before the marker turns red, destroying the barracks building prevents the vehicle from activating. That's what you want to do. It's very important that you do that for one of the barracks in this base. And I'll show you why when we get there. 6 slots. We're still using mostly light mechs and green pilots. But we have Lynx and our Hollander that we got from the second mission. He's our regular. One of our 2 regulars. 195 out of 200, which is a good ratio, and once again I get a small bonus.
Commencing deployment. Mech warriors prepare for combat.
Picking up a new contact.
Should recognize all of these mechs. I've used them all before, except for the Hollander.
I have a new sensor crate. I've got sensor
I bet
crate
Lynx is happy to be in the field again. He hasn't done shit since the first mission. Oh, you missed with the Gauss. Come on.
I'm under attack.
There you go.
Being here. That's it for him.
Hunter, on the other hand, has yet to leave our barracks. Hopefully we can use him soon. He's just been sitting there in the barracks for the entire campaign so far. But I think the early missions is all about trying to rank up your greens. If you abuse your regulars, like sure, they'll still get skill ups and they'll rank up to veteran quicker, but you don't have any heavy mechs to use unless you get that Mad Cat. I want to get more regular pilots. I want to rank my greens up to regulars. So what I'm doing right now is I'm scouring the hillside to get rid of the scouts, which will attack the base that we need to defend. So I'm taking care of the defense first.
I got a new sensor trace.
You don't need to defend the base if you just go kill the units that are going to attack you.
You betcha, sir.
Oh, you missed again, Lynx. You're missing with my Gauss rifle. Oh, come on. You missed. 3 in a row, Lynx. That's 3 in a row.
No problem, sir.
Thank you. You hit that one.
This is the beam. Enemy.
I only have 16 shots on that gun. Okay, hit there. Don't fire again.
Enemy fire. Another one bites the dust.
He hit the ground 3 times in a row with a Gauss rifle. You're supposed to have good gunnery. Look at this. How much ammo did you waste? We're down to now 9 rounds. The good news is that there's not very many enemies on this map compared to the last one. So what I'm trying to do now is find the mountain here. Should be a hill here. We'll get to take a look at the base. At least some of it. We're jamming that Uller with our ECM, so he can't detect us. We're outside of his sensor range. I don't think that's an aggressive guy, though. I think you have to actually get close to him. So we can see some of the base. There's a barracks, green light, no alert, no crew. So these will start turning on. There's a second barracks over here, but we're not going to deal with that one. The only thing at the second barracks is armored cars, which we don't really care about. They can turn on as many of those as we want. What we're concerned about is that thing. Bulldog. What does that carry? One of those. Yeah. If that thing turns on, you're in trouble. It's well armored. It's a heavily armored tank. It takes a while to kill. And, you know, by the time you can kill it, it's going to get off a few shots of that gun. That's a problem. You do not want that thing to wake up. So, first thing you should do is nuke that barracks with a strike. But I'm not going to do it just yet. Because as soon as you nuke the base, it does go on alert, and all of the patrols will come back to the base. We don't want to aggro it just yet. What we want to do first is rush this bridge. It's very important that we block the bridge.
Beam here. I'm under attack. Sir, I'm hurt pretty bad. Leave it to me.
Okay. Get him off. Leave the fire starter on. Get off.
This is Siren. They're firing at me. Siren here.
I'm blocking the bridge. Now, these vehicles here don't want to fight you. They're actually trying to cross the bridge and get to the base. So we want to block the bridge as fast as possible with one of our mechs. Stop these vehicles from getting across. That prevents the base from going into an alert. And now we managed to pick off the mech. There's two groups on the outside of the base. When you hit the base, they both get alerted and they come back to the base. So I just picked one of them off. And I also prevented them from getting to the base to put it into an alert. But what I'm going to do now is actually just nuke the place. Make sure you hit this so the Bulldog never turns on. Put another one over here for the fuel tanks. That'll take out the main power. Oof. Getting rid of that generator is a good thing. It means that the turrets will stay offline. There are turrets all around this base. Quite a few. We don't want to deal with them all if we don't have to. I just nuked the power for the base. So all the turrets are offline. The base is wide open. Up until now, that base was well defended. Now it's wide open with only a handful of defense. There's the other alert. He was actually guarding the other bridge to the right, but as soon as I nuked the base, he came running. But now he's by himself. See, I don't have to deal with both of them at the same time. There went my Gauss now. I need to move away from the base. I have the striker here. Just gonna ignore these cars at the moment. We don't care about them. Now, even though it shows Link's at low health, he's actually perfectly fine. Now we'll attack the base. See, the turrets aren't shooting us.
Go. I think I have a contact.
Their main defense was turrets, one Bulldog, 2 strikers, and 2 Ullers, which were outside the base. So, you see, we just ruined their day. This mission is not as tricky as the last one, but if you don't do this just right, it can get nasty. So this barracks we ignored, but it didn't have anything in it but armored cars. It's this one that you want to take out. And they were nice enough to put it within sight range of the mountain.
Beast here. Uh-oh. New contact. I got a new sensor trace.
If you want to come from the right side over there, you can block the bridge, just like before, and you actually get the wall down. If you come from the right, you can just run right through the wall because the gas tanks take the wall down on this side. But I didn't really feel it was necessary. 2 container stacks, and the developers were nice enough to not have them die when you nuke the base. They took damage, so they wanted you to notice that you in the future you could potentially lose salvage to gas tanks, but right now they're still letting you get it. See, they're damaged, but you didn't lose them. I'll just take that out. Now, as for the health bar, it looks like he's at low health, but his mech is still in pretty good shape. This isn't really a health bar, if you haven't guessed yet. It's more of a combat efficiency meter. It takes into account many things, not just the armor of a mech. It also takes into account, the mech's status, weapons, the status of the pilot, how healthy is the pilot.
I've got sensor traces.
It takes into account ammo, any weapons that you've lost. It adds all of these things together to give an efficiency meter. So if it's at 100%, that means that pilot's in good condition, the mech's in good shape, I have ammo for all my weapons, I haven't lost any weapons. It means all of these things. If any of those are no longer true, the bar goes down. So it does go down when you take damage, but it can also go down for a number of other reasons. And on Lynx, a large amount of that bar was the Gauss rifle. That's his main weapon. These other two do very little. Most of the bar was the Gauss rifle. So as soon as that ran out of ammo, it took a nosedive. His combat efficiency now is in the toilet because his main gun has no bullets left. But his mech, as far as health goes, is still in good shape. He's perfectly fine. Capture this. It doesn't matter if you capture that because the power is out. If for some reason you did not nuke the power, capturing or destroying that would stop all the turrets. But you see there's a nice amount of turrets. Just nuke the power, then the turrets go out anyway. Oh, there's a second one. So I guess this one is for that wall, and this one is for this wall. So there you go, that's the whole mission. It's a pretty short mission, if you know what you're doing. I think there's a couple more enemies up here somewhere, but there's no salvage, so I'm not going to bother going up there. I don't think it's worth the run time just to get a couple more kills. We're just going to take what we've got and move on. There's one more salvage here in the middle. I typically pick it up on the way out, on the way back to the base. So you have 2 in the base, and 1 out here. And that's it. There was only 2 mechs. So compared to the last mission, there's nowhere near as much action, but they did introduce a few new mechanics, and you basically have one big thing that you have to deal with instead of a bunch of little things. And the big thing being the base. There's the salvage. Auto cannons and large lasers are nice. I didn't get either of the Ullers. However, in my save for this mission, I have one of the Ullers. I could have just repeatedly did the mission over and over again until I salvaged both, but I was happy enough with one. I did not want to replay the level, 20 to 30 times to get both. I just took one and then moved on. So I have one of the Ullers on my save.
Mission successful.
Even though I did not get it in this particular run of the mission, on my save file, I will have the Uller after this. On the last mission, you may have gotten a promotion, which I didn't on my runs. At this point, you might start getting promotions. Beast has hit regular. That means he's certified for medium mechs. Going up in rank doesn't necessarily give you any more skill points. You get those on their own. But when you get a certain amount of skill points, you get a rank up, and that certifies you for the next mech. So now, Beast can go into a medium mech, and he no longer has a penalty. See, if I put any of these people in a medium mech, they have a penalty. But now, Beast, just like Lynx and Hunter, can go in medium mechs and there's no penalty. Not much salvage, but I did get one of the Uller A's in my save. Let's see. Oh, that's a secondary objective, so you don't even have to complete it. I thought that was a primary, but I did it anyway. I took out the units that were going to attack that preemptively so it would not fail. So that got me another 7,000 credits in addition to a few kills. I recommend doing it because there's not very many enemies that will attack that, so just go kill them, unless you want to sit there all day and wait for them, and you get an extra 7,000. But technically, you only needed to do these two, attack their base and then get out. And I was also 5 tons under, so I got an extra 1,000 credits, 29,000 total. None of these missions have paid me very well, but it's starting to add up. And since I'm getting mechs from salvage instead of having to buy mechs, I'm going to have a nice arsenal and a nice amount of saved money for the rest of the game. See you in the next mission.